day everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you're having a wonderful day so far. And in today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to do a granny circle pattern. It's very easy. I'm going to show you throughout the tutorial the tips and tricks, but if you can just quickly summarize this, we start off with 6 clusters of double crochet stitches for round 1, and round 2 is our first increase round, where we make 2 clusters in each one chain space in between the clusters created in round 1. Round 3 and 4, no increases. Round number 5 is another increase round, as you can see, and we do this by doing 1 increase, 1 normal cluster, 1 increase, 1 normal cluster. Row 6 and 7 is normal, no increases. Row 8 again, we got an increase row, and this time we have got 2 normal clusters in between each increase. For this tutorial I went up to row number 9, which is a normal row. Row number 10 would be a normal row. Row number 11 would be another increase row. So I think let's get into it. So for this one I'm not going to use the magic knot method. I'm going to show you guys how to create a ring from chain stitches as a foundation. So we're going to start off with a slip knot. I've got a tutorial on how to do a slip knot and create a foundation chain. So we're going to chain 6, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, that's 2, 3, yarn over, pull through 4, yarn over, pull through 5, yarn over, pull through 6. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches, and then we're gonna just go into this first chain stitch, and we're going to make a slip stitch. So that's yarn over, and you guys will see I'm working over my tail end. Yarn over, pull through, as well as pull through the loop on the crochet hook. There we got this cute little circle. So now I'm going to chain 2, which is going to count as my first double crochet. And then we're going to do 2 double crochets. Yarn over, we go into the ring, yarn over and pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So our first double crochet is finished, completed. We're going to go yarn over into the loop, yarn over and pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we have a set of 3 stitches. Remember, the first 2 chains counts as your first double crochet, and this is what we call a cluster. So now we're going to chain 1, and we want to create in total 6 clusters into the ring. Let's go again, and we're going to create a cluster of 3 double crochet stitches. Yarn over into the ring, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Again, yarn over into the ring, yarn over and pull it through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. That's the last time I'm going to show the details of a double crochet stitch. So now we have 1, 2 clusters in our circle. I'm going to go ahead and create for us 6 clusters. We got 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. So in between each cluster we need to make a chain 1. So chain 1 cluster, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 clusters, so we need to get another one in here. So I'm just gonna squish the stitches to the side, and then we're gonna make our last cluster. You guys can see I'm just crocheting over my end, my tail, because I'm not a fan of working things in. Then I'm gonna chain 1 to end off, and I'm gonna make a slip stitch into the top of the second chain. So I'm gonna yarn over and pull it through, as well as through the loop on my hook. So now I am not going to cut off this yarn. I am going to go into, I want to get into this chain space here. So I'm gonna slip stitch my way through to that chain space. We are there. Now I'm gonna get in with my new yarn, the next color, and I'm going to, sorry about this guys, let me just do this properly. So the last slip stitch is going to be with the new color, in here and in here, and we're going to chain 1 around the tail. Again, I'm lazy, I don't want to struggle too much with working in tails at the end, so I'm going to just chain 1 over this tail just to keep it in place a little bit better, and then chain the next one. So now we're going to do again a cluster, double crochet stitches. Let me just do this properly, sorry. There we go. And again I'm working over my tail end. Cluster number 1 completed. I'm gonna chain 1, and then in that same space I'm making another cluster. So this is an increase round. Then I'm gonna chain 1. I'm gonna put my tail to the side, and I'm going to create another cluster. Also in this space we put in 2 clusters. Chain 1 and the second cluster. So we're going to do this throughout. So we will have in total 12 clusters once we are done with this row. I'm going to cut this off, guys. What's the point of a mind if you cannot change it? So now we go into our next chain space, and we make again 2 clusters with a chain space in between every cluster in this row. Chain 1, then we go on to our next chain space. Chain 1, next cluster into that same space. One more, chain 1 into the next chain space. And we are now in the last empty space. Chain 1, let's make our last cluster. 1, 2, 3, chain 1, and then we slip stitch again into the top of this second chain. Okay, and then we want to make our way once again into this space here. I'm gonna slip stitch my way all the way there. And then I'm gonna cut my yarn here. And I'm gonna go on to the next color. And we're going to create the last slip stitch around our tail ends in there, and then going to round both tails, make our first chain. Here we go, chain again. Then we're going to make cluster. So this round, not an increase round. We are just going to create one cluster in each and every chain space. So those ends are secure. And I'm not gonna show you guys this entire round. This video will get extremely long. But as you can see, we're doing cluster of 3 double crochet stitches into every one chain space, and then we create our chain space for the next row by chaining 1, and then we simply go into the next chain space. So I'm gonna finish this off, and I'm also going to finish off the next round, because what we're doing for this granny circle is row 1 was our foundation round, then round 2 we do an increase. The next 2 rows or rounds are all going to be normal one cluster in every one chain space. Then that will be round 1, 2, 3, 4. On round 5 we're going to do another increase. So I will get back to you guys once we get to round 5, and then you guys will start to see the granny circle becoming a very neat circle. See you then. Okay, so I'm back for round 4. No, round 5, which is an increase round. So I've already tied in my new color yarn, this light brown. I'm gonna chain another chain just to get that first stitch there, and then we're going to make 2 double crochet stitches again, and let's try to work over our tail ends just for that little bit of extra support while we are still working on this pattern. So tight. There we go. We got one cluster. I'm gonna chain 1, and now every second chain space we need to create an increase. Chain 1, and in the same chain 1 space of the previous row we make another cluster. So just if you guys were wondering what is the formula here, the formula basically says that every third row we need to do 6 increases. So an increase is when we do 2 clusters with 1 chain space in 1 space of the previous round. So for this round, which is our second increase round, we have to do an increase in every second space. The next increase round will be round number, this is round 5, round 6 is going to be normal, round 7 is normal, round 8 is going to be our next increase round. And for that one we are going to make an increase in every third chain space. And every time you increase, you leave an additional space as normal. So I hope that makes sense. But as you continue, you guys will quickly pick up the pattern and when you need to increase and so on. So I'm going to finish off this row just to recap this round. Just to recap, every second chain space we make an increase. So we started with 6 clusters in the middle, and then we made 6 increases in round 2. We made 2 normal rounds. Now again we're making 6 increases in round 5. Round 8 again will be only 6 increases, but then instead of 1 normal cluster in between, we're going to have 2 normal clusters in between. So I'm going to go and work up until round 8 so that I can show you guys what it is that I mean and what I try to explain to you. Okay, so we are up to round 8. We are back on our brownish color, which happens to be our increasing color as well. So you guys can see it does get a little bit rolled up here. So a clear sign that we need some increases to happen. So in the first 1 chain space, I'm just going to create a normal cluster and pull tight, chain 1, and in the next one I'll do an increase, chain 1, another cluster for our increase into the same 1 chain stitch space, 1 chain space, chain 1, and then we're going to do 2 clusters, 1 in each 1 chain space. The chain 1, then another cluster into this chain space, chain 1, and then we need another increase. So every third round we need to make 6 increases. So if this is round 8, and we need to make 6 increases, when we get to, with 2 spaces, when we get to round 11, which would be our next increase round, we will have to make 3 of these normal clusters in between the 6 increases. So I'm going to again finish this increase row or round, and then I'm going to do another normal round, and then I'm going to end off the circle. To be honest, I'm only making this for you guys for a tutorial. I don't really have a plan with this, but I think you guys are getting the gist of this. I just really want to show you guys the finished product. I would not advise ending your circle on an increase round, because you see it's making these points. The camera, sorry, it's making these points everywhere where we increase. But if we're going to make another round after this, which will be round 9, we will actually have a nice circular circle. I'm very clever today. I will meet you guys back once I'm done completing round 9 as well. Okay, so there we have it. Row number 9 finished. As you can see, we have a nice circular shape. If you were to add another row of no increases, you should see a even more neater circle for me, but I'm not going to do that. I'm happy with this. We've got 9 rows here, and yeah, I hope you found this tutorial helpful and informative. If you do, and you did, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. Have a good day.